Hello everyone, how are you? Hope you're having a fantastic day, and may peace be upon you. I'm just going to very quickly add my beautiful friend Linda. In the meantime, show me some love and click on the like button.
Why didn't you say again?
Okay, there we go. Hey, she is here. I'm going to give her a little wave, everybody. I have my beautiful, amazing friend Linda Morrison today, who is the author of The Ageless Body and also a very successful businesswoman. So hopefully I'm able to bring her back. Oh, did I bring you up on camera? Okay, sorry, there we go. I'm just adding Linda on the camera. So how do you transform your struggle into a seven-figure business? Hello, I'm really excited.
Hello.
I
Scared myself there. Oh dear, we did it. Oh my goodness,
did it. Absolutely.
Not that difficult. I think that was just who's the driver?
Yeah,
I'm used to being the driver, and you're the driver. There we go.
Oh, okay. Yes. Thank you for trusting me to be in the driving seat, and thank you. Thank you.
I do.
I'm going to show you. I have a valid driving license.
I know.
Multiple countries.
You're terrific. You're terrific for sure.
Thank
for
you.
sure.
Thank you for joining with us today, Linda. It's amazing to have you. And my son just wanted to say hi to you very quickly.
He's gorgeous.
Hi,
handsome. Hi. Gorgeous.
Thank you. So, Linda, you're an amazing businesswoman and even an amazing mom. You were at your kids lacrosse session while we were talking. Like, this is the fun.
Yes.
There's something going on.
Yeah.
Fantastic. You're the author of The Ageless Body. Yeah, exactly. And you're the author of The Ageless Body. You made like $500,000 just from one program alone. And can you tell us a little bit about yourself, a little bit what you do? And hi to everyone who just joined us. Like how Linda used to say, show us some love, give us some love. Send
me the love button, the love and the like button.
The love and the like button. Awesome. Yeah. So Linda, can you share a little bit about yourself and a little bit about what you do?
Yes. I don't love talking about myself because I like to help others mostly, but I think it's nice. Stories are really good, and people's actual lives and what they do is really good to hear about. So ultimately, I've been a trainer and a coach for 30 years. So I look after and have looked after lots of people in their health, well-being, and those health and well-being and their body transformations and things like that. And the majority of what we do there is actually getting them the belief that they could have an abundant, healthy life. And that's not always about the body that they rock in terms of the health and the physical health. It's about the emotional health, and it's about their belief, and it's about things that they can go forth and achieve, which really makes me very excited. Yeah, it's great to look great.
Amazing.
It's great to feel strong.
Absolutely.
To foundation, but unless you got to have that first. So I do that, and then I look after women in their business transformations as well, men as well. But there's a lot of women that come to me because I've had quite the range of struggle,
right?
In moving my in moving my business forward and my children's lives forward as well. So yeah.
Fantastic. What an amazing thing. Like, not just an aspect of just the body itself, but various aspects of our life, our lifestyle, and probably like the mindset of what is possible for women to achieve, for them to have abundance of life. That is amazing.
Exactly.
And you touch a little bit about the turning point, the blessing and the challenges that came into your life. And I think it was only like a few years back. So what was the turning point, Linda? Like, I know it's hard, but what happened? What was the turning point? What made you go like, enough is enough, no more?
Yeah. So I've always been self-employed, and I've always had a business and businesses, several businesses in and around health. But in the last 5 years or so, it was becoming divorced and then having to learn to be a breadwinner for my children. That really took my business from zero to you know, zero to hero. It was either an expensive
Right.
hobby. Hi, everyone is hopping on. There's loads and loads of people on here.
Lots of love.
So, lots of love, lots of love. And so it went from expensive hobby to an actual business where I could actually really, really transform thousands and thousands of people's lives, both in their body and then subsequently in their businesses as well. So, but it was unacceptable to me, my dear, to not be able to afford to keep myself and keep my children. So I got committed to the got committed to creating abundance as opposed to committed to choosing struggle. And I do watch people struggle. They struggle in their bodies, they struggle in their business lives, and you can be just as committed and put just as much energy into the struggle as you can into the achieving. And under my watch, I wasn't going to allow my children to see me struggle. So I have been very, very committed to that achieving, and I stay really, really close to that at all times.
Wow, that is like super amazing, because you touch on something important, that energy is the same energy that you use whether to struggle or to go to like success. And the key for you, it was like commitment. No matter what, it's gonna happen, because you know there's no way, absolutely no way, that you're gonna see your kids or have that kind of life that it's like our kids are our weakness and also our strength, in a way to put it.
And the thing about children and parenting, and I always consider it my number one job, is that they do as you do. They do as you do, not as you say. So you can say all you like, but your children will generally do as you do. So it is very important, fundamental to be completely integral around that, because they'll see through it. Your children will see through it, and I believe also your clients will too. So you need to live and breathe it, live and breathe it. So you'll never see across my materials where I talk about authentic coaching or I am an integral coach, because I feel I don't need to say that, because it just is.
It just is the way you are. Yes.
If you are putting, so if you're putting yourself out there as a leader, lead. And be part of being a leader is being integral and honest. Yes. And and you're leading well. Yeah.
Yes, and leading all the way. And I think, was that what truly released your blocks and really transformed your whole situation? Like you being the leader in no matter what, you being committed to success and abundance, and you being committed to also helping women. Was that the shift in the moment of your success?
I think the thing is that I get very humble around all this stuff. I think that what I want for me, I want for everyone who comes close to me on a journey of their coaching. So what I want for me, I want for everybody that comes, that chooses this strong journey to becoming the best version of themselves in their business and in their lives. So we can't separate each other. So therefore, those that are on the go train are on the go train, and those that choose not to be on the go train will have all the reasons and excuses we can all come up with.
Absolutely. Life stories. My God. So creative. So what and it sounds cliche, but I truly believe that I really, really don't like bullies in life. I really don't like women feeling less than. And I really don't like the fact that they're no different to me. They can step into their power if they choose actually not to. They're choosing it from a place of non-empowerment. So if you hop on the go train and we'll go places. And and we all have reasons not to, but there's so many more reasons to achieve. That is amazing. So many more reasons. I mean, you're either committed to reasons or to results. Like when I work with the women in my field, personal finances, oh my God, Linda, there's so many life stories, and they're super creative with the life stories. But the bottom line, and you touched something about bullying, like bottom line, they are bullying themselves because they're not honoring the power in them, their greatness, the success. Like, come on, the penny is yours. Every penny has a soul. So I can truly relate to where you are, the part of like them being powerful and abundance. And really, this is what women, I think like women in general, are missing and missing. And so, Linda, what was it? What was your key strategies in transforming your business from an expensive hobby to a 7-figure income?
It was definitely focus, and I did truly get myself a great coach to help me with that initial belief. And I really do believe in coaching and getting yourself a coach that can help you with that initial belief, because sometimes you need to lean into someone to help with that belief to get you to that next stage. And I definitely did at that moment where I was feeling quite flat, quite down and out. So I think it's very important to do that initially. Focus then became my next thing. Focus on the business and consistency around that, and then self-care. Because I think that women and mothers in particular can go and go and go and go and burn themselves out.
Absolutely.
So you must actually add an element of self-care. And that's why my Ageless Body business does so well with my higher achievers, because they know that if they want to rise, they need to look after this body. Great food, fresh air, good exercise, good thinking, for them to actually go that next level. So they're the three: really focus, consistency. Even when you don't feel like going forward, go forward. And then the self-care, and everything hinges on that self-care. If I don't get sleep, I can't be a rock star. If I get sleep, I am the biggest superhero out. So it's all about the self-care.
Beautiful. So that is focus, consistency, like you said. Even if we don't feel like to, even if the mood is, sometimes we're down, the kids are doing something or whatever it is, still move forward on the business no matter what. And then the self-care. It's true, Linda. Sometimes, I can go on the whole day and, God forbid, not brushing my teeth just because there's so many things to do. And it's like 6 o'clock, my husband's come home and I still haven't brushed my teeth. I'm like, dear God, what in the world? But for now, it's like the self-care and just, for me, it's like about honor too. Like, I know you touch on that, being powerful, being straight, being honor yourself, and the people around you just start to see, okay, this is what's happening. This, like you said, being the leader and leading by example, not just by saying, I'm in integrity, I'm being truthful, I'm being honest, but rather see that. That is absolutely amazing. So then, Linda, how do you actually balance between being an amazing mom and then taking care of your clients and then looking after yourself? So that's not enough hours for moms in the day. So how do you actually balance that?
Well, I currently have got a 16 and an 18-year-old, so I'm feeling like they're moving towards their own little independent lives in a fashion. But I have had systems in place to make things organized as possible around the household, because it's generally the woman that's still doing quite a lot of that management and that work around the household. So it's systems in place there. I make sure that I do a cook-up. And when I look for balance, across the week, not necessarily across the day. So if you pan back and try to create balance across the week, it feels a lot better than trying to get balance in the day. Because sometimes balance in the day, you have a day that's about work, and then you have a day that's just been about the children, and then you start to feel out of integrity if you've got some goals in either other area. But if you pan back a little bit across the week, you can actually see some balance. Now, I say this also in people's the way that they eat in my eating programs, that the way that they exercise. So they might have 4 great days and 3 terrible days. And the same really happens in our business life as mothers. So always rely that you will do the work if you know you will do the work. So only if you're honest, honest that you'll do the work. When you've got the energy, run with it. When you don't, pull back a bit.
Nice, amazing. So I've never heard of that concept, like, because usually it's like the day, right? I've got done this, this, and this. But that's an amazing concept of pull back and looking at the whole week. Because you're absolutely right. There are days when it's just the kids' activities.
Yeah. And it happens if there's one that's a little bit sick. You start to fall into that role completely.
Absolutely.
And it's not that you haven't got other things that you're keeping going forward. It's just that you feel out of sync and balance. So if you pan back a little bit, it is all about acceptance and actually staying in your power as best you can, because mothers and women and working women are very, very tough on themselves. They think they're not doing enough. They think they're not good enough. They think they're not terrific enough. And they actually are. And they do have the skills. But as soon as you fall into that feeling wretched, it will be a downward slope. And that's why self-care is on my list. Got to look and feel good. Got to look and feel good. Number one.
Absolutely. All the time in the self-care, you say eating healthy, sleep. And true, women just pushes themselves so much, and just everything is not enough or not good enough. And we forget that, like you said, just being kind and generous and gracious to ourselves is super important for us to really thrive and, moving things forward.
Yeah, there's a lot of stats on that. No, when I look at body transformations for women, women always underestimate how good they are and how good they're going. And men always overestimate how good they are and how good they're going. Right. Now, so there's a lesson in this for all of us. All of us. Settle down a bit, men. Right. And women, pump yourselves up a little bit, right? Bit of cheerleading going on there is needed, for sure.
Exactly. Definitely. That's such an amazing, amazing advice. And one last question, Linda. What would be your number one advice to all the moms, the women, and the entrepreneurs out there? What would be your number one thing, looking back at your 30 years of career?
Yeah, I think valuing yourself. And this is something that I didn't really get into until I was in my 40s. And for various reasons, and most of all, that inner dialogue that said I wasn't quite enough, not tall enough, cute enough, fast enough, fit enough. Right. But everyone else around me got looked after. But the messaging really is, and without sounding like a cliche, is that if you actually hold yourself in absolute and high esteem, you will achieve more in your business, your body, your life, and your own abundance, more than you realize, realize. So let go of the story and create a new one, which is what I did. Yeah. For sure.
That's amazing that you're releasing whatever it is that's stopping you or disempowering and created a new one. And what I'm really learning from you, Linda, is the self-care, the valuing yourself, because they're just all noises in the head. Like, I'm not good enough, I'm not pretty enough, I'm not doing enough, I'm not smart enough, I'm not. But the fact that you taught us today to really value ourselves, you can just really release that and transform it to whatever it is that you want to be: amazing, powerful, abundant, sexy, confident, and all that. So that is fantastic advice. Thank you so much, Linda. It's been such a pleasure.
You're welcome. It's a pleasure to be here. So thank you, everyone, for sharing. I can see it ticking away over here. So thank you for sharing, and thank you for having me on today. It's been a pleasure. Your questions are terrific. So they hopefully have been very helpful to people.
Yes, hopefully. And you're amazing, Shara, and such an amazing, just inspire people so much and taught me so much about what it's like to be not just a mom, but an entrepreneur, and most of all, like self-care, like how we value ourselves. Because when we're up, things are just going to move up.
We're creating that state. I always talk to the women about spiraling up. So if you're spiraling on the spot, you're actually going backwards because you're one day older. You need to actually be spiraling up, moving forward. Yeah.
Right. So it's not a straight line then, just spiraling up. But
I don't think so. Up. Yeah, I don't think so. I think it's a gathering of more. It's a gathering of more. That's how I envisage it and see it. And some days it's faster up the hill than others. That's all. Yeah.
And sometimes it's just go around in a loop sometimes, but it's always like coming back.
Yeah, as long as you don't roller coaster and get kicked off, you know.
Absolutely. We're on the
sure.
train, right? We're on the train, getting on
the train.
On the train. Thank you so much,
it.
Linda. Have a
Thank you.
fabulous day. Take
Thank
care.
you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Bye.